Hello my fellow nature lovers. Welcome to the Lost Creek Nature Retreat channel. This is my first video with audio narration. I hope you enjoy. The porcupine tree here at Lost Creek has been occupied for many generations. The proof is in the enormous alluvial fan of droppings that cascades out of its opening that is over 4 feet high. In the 30 years I have been here at Lost Creek, the pile has increased by about 1/3, so I estimate this den to be over 100 years old. I have a trail cam permanently mounted at this location because of the high creature activity in the area. I tried to include a clip from as many days as possible to show the progression of the seasons as well as the wide variety of wildlife. Our first visitor is the elusive fisher, a rare sight in the wild, taking advantage of a roadkill squirrel that I put out. In the 30 years I have been here at Lost Creek, I've only seen a fisher in real time a total of 3 times. It's June and the white-tailed deer have their short red summer coats. Have you ever wondered how low a deer can go? This yearling doe is on her own for the first time and is enjoying the only year she will have without a fawn. I call it the year of bliss. This raccoon is looking for a new home. I'm afraid it's going to have to find out the hard way that this one is already taken. The elusive hermit thrush, often heard but rarely seen. Looks like she's in the process of making a nest. Bucks are in the process of growing their new antlers that are still covered in velvet. A coyote is not above taking advantage of an easy meal. Even this barred owl is getting in on the action. August brings long, warm days that green up the forest floor. This fawn is growing fast, and it's already losing its spots. Check out the claws on this fisher. Time for new bait. Some freezer burned shrimp should work nicely. Nothing goes to waste. Does shrimp really grow on trees? Time to check the trail cam. September arrives. The raccoon family is out on patrol. This fisher is much smaller. Could it be the female of the pair? Finally, we get our first sighting of Mrs. Porcupine leaving her den. One day, I noticed an amazing colony of oyster mushrooms. But they didn't last long. Any mice I trap in the house are put to good use as bait. Wild turkeys are strutting their stuff, even though it's not the breeding season. But it is breeding season for porcupines. Although Mrs. Porcupine doesn't seem to agree. November is here and the temperatures are dropping. The mice are really starting to come into the house now. I put out a little cotton ball soaked with doe urine to see if I could draw in a buck. The deer are getting their winter coats now, which are thicker and more brown. Mrs. Porcupine sets out on a feeding expedition. Or is she possibly still looking for a mate? Nothing goes to waste. When you live in the woods, you have to expect mice. First snow. The turkeys don't seem to mind. Time to check the trail cam and freshen up the doe urine. It's almost the end of the rut, but I'm still hoping. A mouse is just a snack for this fisher, but anything will do in hard times. Here's the buck I was looking for, a nice 10-pointer. The snow is getting deeper. But it doesn't seem to be a problem for the big 10-pointer. Two minutes later, these two doe run by, hot on his trail. Snow is so deep now that Mrs. Porcupine can't get out of her tree. And that's probably a good thing with this fisher prowling around. Mrs. Porcupine finally made it out of her tree, but the deer are really starting to struggle in this deep snow now. They walk in a single file and step in the lead deer's hoof prints to make it easier. The fisher is one of the few predators that will take a porcupine. Snow finally melted enough to make a trip out to the trail cam. The snow is gone now as April rolls in and the deer start to shed their winter coats and the bucks start to grow new antlers. Could this be the 10-pointer after he lost his antlers? He looks big enough. This solitary turkey might be looking for a nest site. It was a sad day when our 20-pound channel catfish died of old age. He lived in the pond for over 30 years. I tried to turn a negative into a positive by putting his carcass out by the trail cam. I wanted it to go to one last good use by feeding the scavengers and hopefully getting some good video footage. Our fisher was the first to show up, of course. My plan paid off when a turkey vulture came to visit. He was able to smell out the carcass even through the thick forest canopy. It will take many days for the scavengers to finish off this large meal. The red fox is tempted, but it smells and looks too much like a trap. Deer are curious animals and never pass up the opportunity for a good sniff. Here we have the top of the food web, a healthy, handsome Coywolf. Even turkey vultures are curious. And just when you think winter's over, in comes an April snow. The turkey vulture invited a friend for dinner. With the catfish mostly gone, it's time to bring in some new bait. The deer have almost finished shedding their winter coats. The coyote comes in to clean up the last few scraps. The forest floor is starting to green up, providing some well-needed forage for the deer. It looks like our hermit thrush made it through the winter. A Veery thrush searches for insects in the understory. Let's see what corned beef trimmings will bring in. The fisher knows a good meal when he sees one. That was good. Any more around here? Yep, there sure is. He will go to no end to get every last scrap. The chipmunk is our next visitor. Needs to keep a sharp eye out for that fisher. Make that 2 chipmunks. If it makes you feel any better, mosquitoes bother them too. Keeps a wary eye out as it packs its cheeks with pine nuts. One wonders how long it will last with this fisher prowling around. Apparently it made it through another night. Sounds the alarm. This must be a regular stop in the fisher's daily routine. This fawn stays close to its mother as it browses the undergrowth. Time for a bath. Fawns will stay with their mother through fall and winter till they are finally chased away when the mother has a new baby in the spring. Does and fawns will often team up late in the season. The more eyes and ears to detect predators, the better. This chipping sparrow is hunting alder flies. Coyote makes the rounds. The deer's summer coats are quite red now. They seem to really like this area. As well as the fisher. Well, hello there, my curious friend. And we wrap up this video with possibly the only known footage of a fisher pooping in the wild. Thanks for watching.